Hey Werner, happy to be back here with you, sharing my experience on the Corona coaster, which is what we are lovingly calling whatever it is that we're dealing with right now.
Hi, my name is Werner Puchert, and this is Finding Frequency. So before I hand the microphone back to Terri, I just want to give you some context. Now, if you've listened to some of my shows before, especially going back a couple of months, I reached out to a whole bunch of my friends and collaborators and asked them to give me a little bit of a snapshot, a bit of a bite, a taste of how they are experiencing this whole new thing. I mean, none of us have ever experienced a pandemic, and people have shared generously. Since then, of course, we got used to this new normal, in air quotes, and I thought that was 2020 defined. Then a whole bunch of other things started happening. And it was in a conversation with Terri that we realized that it's really hard to take 2020 and turn it into a little snapshot of life. There's so much happening. So in the next couple of weeks, here and there, I'm going to reach out to some of the people that I've spoken to before just to share an update of their experience, their life experience, their 2020 experience, and perhaps give you a little bit of a taste of how their lives have been evolving.
It's day 163 as I record this from pretty smoky Redwood City, California. I'm in the heart of Silicon Valley, halfway between San Francisco and San Jose. And just to give you perspective, about 20 minutes from Facebook, about 20 minutes from Google, and about a half an hour from Apple. So right in the middle of the tech heartland. And unfortunately, not far from all of the fires that are going on here in Northern California. COVID right now is really not top of mind because our state is literally on fire. My windows and doors are all closed and our air quality is not that great today. We are lucky though. Our home and our city are not in danger, at least for now. Friends have lost their homes in the Santa Cruz Mountains and a number of others have fled their homes in Carmel, Napa, and the surrounding area. They are awaiting news about their homes, and each time I see a request, I'm sending money via Venmo or GoFundMe just to support those who have lost everything. We feel so fortunate that we are only dealing with the smoke. When we talked about me providing an update, a COVID update, I hadn't expected that there would be something as devastating to distract from COVID, but here we are. Since I last shared on episode 107, having recorded in early April, so much has and really hasn't happened. My son and his girlfriend who were living with us finished their freshman year of college remotely, broke up, and then she went home to her family in Virginia. My second child, Ray, finished their sophomore year of high school, remotely, of course, in May, and that ended what I refer to as phase one. Phase two was summer, which just ended as both of my kids are back in school, albeit online. Adam is back in San Diego, living in a house with 5 other people. Thank goodness. It was really rough having a 19-year-old living here. They have a pool, and his vacation ends today as classes start tomorrow, all online. Ray, my second child, started classes last week. So now we are in phase 3 of who knows how many phases. Mentally, for me, phase 3 will go through November when Adam will come home for Thanksgiving. And if all goes well, we won't see him anytime before then. We are still sheltering in place for the most part. My husband goes into work a few hours a week. His job has really changed, and he does all of our shopping still. Since March 14th, I've been to Target twice, a grocery store once. I've been to a few other stores, but really it was just down in San Diego when we were moving Adam into his house. Had to stay in a hotel because it was a 10-hour drive down and a 9-hour drive back because we carted a whole bunch of stuff in a trailer to move him into the house. We've eaten out at a restaurant twice. I don't think there's even in-person, I don't think we can even dine inside right now. I haven't had my hair cut or colored since January. Thank goodness I don't have a lot of gray hair. Otherwise, it would make the recording of my YouTube videos pretty painful to watch as I edit them or as I look at them. I'm back to playing tennis a few times a week, and I do try to go hiking in the hills with some friends, or so I was before the fires, and now we're not even going outside. So exercise is on pause. Most of the time, I'm in our house, in my home office, working. The good news is that my consulting work has really picked up this year, and my husband is still getting paid, even though he's not doing as much of his work. So we are not worrying about paying our bills, and we are feeling incredibly fortunate. Everything is so surreal here right now. With the fires, with COVID, with the political unrest, with, what's the shit that's happening in Washington. Fortunately, no one we know has died from COVID. We've known a few people who've gotten sick, but, no one was hospitalized or suffered greatly as a result. The big challenge right now, well, really, there are several, are really around our mental health and the economy. Many of the people I know are becoming numb from being bombarded with the challenges of COVID, the institutional racism with Black Lives Matter, as I said, the shit in the White House, the distance learning for kids, balancing, kids and work, the economic threats, and now the fires, and we're all saturated. People are talking about leaving California, as are some companies, just because the cost of living, they don't necessarily have to live here because they can work remotely. And they don't necessarily agree with the regulations that are in place here in California to protect people and our environment. While it's unsettling, I've lived here my entire life, all 50 years, and here in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I've seen people come and go and come again. California has so much to offer, especially in the Silicon Valley and in San Francisco. So no matter how much people are bashing it on Twitter, it really is a really fabulous place to be. There are lots of opportunities. There's lots of beauty. I mean, we live 20 minutes from Half Moon Bay and the beach. We're about 30 minutes from the Santa Cruz Mountains, where some of the fires are. We're an hour and 15 from Napa, which is also on fire right now, and just a couple hours away from Tahoe. I'm hopeful that come November, Biden and Harris will get elected and we can begin to restore our country come January. And I'm hopeful that with all of this change and this destruction, that we will have the opportunity to come together and rebuild in a more inclusive way. But for now, I'm going to continue to be generous and spread kindness and love, and then do what needs to be done to get through the day. Fortunately, I have amazing friends around the world like you, Warner, and you're helping me through it, along with my local friends who we get together in our front garden and enjoy cocktails, and never know who's going to walk by and join us, safely at a distance, of course. And we talk politics, we talk family, we talk work, and we talk about what we want the future to be. So there's still a little bit of hope and optimism. And really, it's going to be okay, because it has to be. So thanks for this opportunity to share, Warner. I love hearing about everybody's stories and hearing about your experience in Poland, which seems so far away, and you being able to get out to the countryside, which, right now, I don't even know where we would go because so much of California is on fire. So anyway, sending out a little extra love to you and to everyone in your audience from usually sunny Northern California, but right now it's just a little smoky.